Big win for us last Friday night. Seems like it was about a month ago. But big win. I was really happy with our guys. I thought we had a lot of enthusiasm and energy on the sideline. We started off well, and it just kind of built on that. That's a good football team. Memphis, we really played well in all three phases. We were able to run the ball effectively. Offensively, we threw the ball, and we had too many drops. I think we had 6 drops in the game, but they were having to defend the pass. We had some big plays throwing the ball. And then defensively, other than the first defensive play out of the box, we really played well. We had to defend 16 plays in the first half. I think it was 41 plays to 16 plays in the first half, 21 minutes and 9 seconds to 8 minutes and 51 seconds in time of possession. When you have that, provided you're not letting them score quickly, you're going to win every game you play. And then I thought we did a good job in the special teams. They got a dangerous return game, and we really kept them in check and made them go the long field. We had a couple good returns, so we're really pleased with all three phases. So, like I always say, we got to turn the page. We got to move on to the next game. Cincinnati is undefeated, 5-0, playing them at home. Probably going to have a huge crowd, 30,000, 40,000 there at their on-campus stadium. And offensively, they're a big-time ball control, run the ball in between the tackles, physical, huge team, really big. Probably 6'4", 6'5", 300, 320 on the offensive line, and they're real big on the defensive line as well. I think they're number 7 in the nation right now defensively, and really solid in the kicking game as well. So we got to move on and put all our focus on Cincinnati to go up there and come away with a win.
Jonathan Banks left with cramps the other night. How is he?
Good. He just cramped up. Unfortunately, it was while we were out there on the field, we had to burn a timeout. But I don't know if he could have walked around with how he was feeling. So I think we could have put him back in, but the game was kind of in our favor at that point in time. So we went the rest of the way with Justin. And he was, unfortunately for, Jonathan Banks, he was he had the 6 drops with him throwing, if otherwise he probably had another 70, 80 yards and had a heck of a night.
He was really aggressive with his feet, too, from the start. There were some games earlier this year where it didn't seem like he wanted to run as much out of the pocket. Was that planned, or was that him on his own?
He was just being very decisive. He took off running 3 or 4 times. And one time it was, I think, a 2nd and 20, and he took off running, and he ended up, getting 10, 12 yards and put us in a manageable 3rd down situation. So when he makes quick decisions, they're good decisions for us.
Something you wanted to see from him all year.
Yeah, just sometimes it's covered, and if you see an opening, go take it. Now, you got to know the situation as well. If it's last play of the game or whatever the case may be. But when he makes quick decisions, he makes good decisions.
Did you talk to him in the last week about?
No, you just, sometimes the protection breaks down, and you want to go back and execute the play, but sometimes the protection breaks down, and going ahead and ad-libbing is a good deal if you do it quickly. Yeah. Well, we're playing him kind of as an outside linebacker, defensive end, hybrid. He's never really played that before. He played it last year some. He'd been a hand in the ground defensive end all his life, and I think he's starting to really understand the position. He's a physical guy. He can jump off the ball on pass rush. And, we did a great job rushing the passer. We get up by a few touchdowns, and you can pin your ears back, and they're going to be one-dimensional. I think we had 8 sacks, and that's pretty good. You don't have 8 sacks very often. Yeah, Cam did a good job. He had a couple sacks. He can. The thing that's good about Cam is he can play inside and he can play outside. He can play in the core, and he can also get on the edge. And he played a good ball game again.
Is that the kind of versatility you've always seen in Cam, or is it something different?
Yeah, you know, he's big enough now. When we first got here, we played him inside, and he's really only about 260, and now he's about 280, 285, but he's still got really good lateral quickness, and he's able to play, you know, in the core and out on the edge, too.
Is he playing with some better health the last couple of weeks than early in the year?
Yeah, you know, you get into the season, you know, we always tell our guys right before the first practice, it's going to be the last time you're going to be 100%. You know, the rest of the year, you're going to be banged up a little bit. He's been a little bit banged up, but he's in pretty good shape.
Did the defense need a performance like that, I guess, just as a confidence builder moving forward in Friday's game?
Yeah, you know, I think so. You know, we've had a tough schedule, without a doubt. And, you know, it's just like I've always told the guys, we just got to lock in and move on to the next one. And it's just like this one. We came in on Monday, and I think they thought we were going to have a big party, and we just had the same meeting we always have. We got to move on. We got to prepare the same way every single week, you know. And I think if you sit around and pat yourself on the back too much, you forget about the task at hand. So we're on to Cincinnati, and that's just, it's a good learning process, though. Hey, we do things the same way, regardless of the outcome.
Cincinnati was a team that came into the season. Probably most people didn't think they'd be at this point. I think you probably know. I know you kind of touched on it, but what have they done well so far in these first 5 games? Where they're at?
Well, number one, it's the second year in their system. That's helped them out tremendously. And then number two, they got a bunch of really, really good players. They've been a high-ranked recruiting. You know, they've had high-ranking recruiting classes the last up 10 years. You know, I've recruited against them a long time when I was at Georgia Southern, and then here, and they've always done a good job of getting good football players. And they have a wide area that they recruit from, and they do an excellent job of recruiting and getting quality guys. They got big guys, you know, big, tall, long guys. You know, I thought they were an impressive group last year when we went out and played against them. They're a talented bunch.
With a little bit longer week this week, having played a Friday night, you had a shorter week last week, you got it again later in the year. How do you accommodate for all of these little schedule adjustments with having to play some Thursday and Friday night games where you've got to compress everything into a shorter week and then you've got a little more time behind?
We gave our guys off Saturday and Sunday, you know, and then we got after it again yesterday morning. And I think sometimes, you know, 20 years ago, I would have tried to let's steal a practice, you know, and let's do something on Sunday and whatever. I think sometimes you overwork them. Just getting off their feet, getting away from it a little while is good. And so we always have a plan ahead of time, and we stick to the plan. You know, it was a good plan when you thought of it, and you weren't under pressure, so it ought to be a good plan when the time comes for it.
Tough to win on the road for everybody. What does this team need to do better going up to an environment that's a good team like Cincinnati?
Well, we got to play well. We got to come out and play well, and regardless of, you know, it's like what happened to us defensively Friday night. First play, we give up a 48-yard touchdown run. You know, and that didn't influence the next 15 plays they ran of the half. You just got to keep playing ball and be mentally and physically tough. And when you get up there, you know it's going to be. I've had some friends who've played. This will be the first time I played in the stadium, but I've had some friends who've played up there, and they've said it's a heck of an environment, a good place to play, and you know that should motivate us to play well.
Your offensive line had the best game of the year. Memphis, Cincinnati's a pretty stout.
Yeah, they are.
How much is the bonus on the offensive line?
We just got to get bodies on bodies. We got to stay away from minus plays. We didn't have very many minus plays on first and second down the other night. We got to stay away from those. And if we could do that, you know, we'll play well offensively. But if we start off and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 14 and, you know, we didn't get a body on a body, we allowed penetration, we weren't firm in our pass protection, we're going to have a tough time.